Welcome back to Daily DeFi. Today is July 19th of 2021. Hope everyone's doing well. Today we'll be discussing Cody, Venus, Anchor, three altcoins doing well on the 24-hour time frame, along with this very interesting article on this whole Taliban and the Afghanistan the military conflict has been going on for a long time. There's refugees seeking really asylum in India, in Delhi, just look at this picture. I think just gaining a little bit of perspective starting out the week is always great. But realizing that there's these conflicts going on all throughout the world. You may not see it because you're kind of in the bubble, but the whole point of this channel, I invest in international markets currently here in where am I? Krakow, Poland. I was about to say Warsaw, Poland. But, it's fascinating when you kind of get this more global perspective and you can zoom out a bit and then you can put your problems in context, right? So in the context of these things going on, are your problems the same, right? That's kind of zooming out a bit. And one of my favorite quotes is, most humans focus much too much on the past 24 hours and not nearly enough on the past 10,000 years. So zoom out and think, okay, today, this is really truly the best time to be alive ever for human beings. In 2021, July, best time to be alive ever. When you look at just health, all these different things, all the metrics, basically best time to be alive by far. But there are still problems going on, but not nearly as much as it was 10,000 years ago or even 1,000 years ago or even 100 years ago, right? So just a little perspective to start off the week. And then also Aave is considering making like an Ethereum-based Twitter, which is quite interesting. Here we go. So kicking things off with DeFi Pulse and Juicy NFTs, we see the total value locked in at $54.56 billion. Aave dominance close to 17%. DeFi Pulse index is at 261. Aave, Instadap, Compound, Curve, Maker, those basically have been pretty stagnant there. Aave and Instadap have just killed it. Maker has really fallen from grace as, it was that number one spot. It was Compound at that number two spot, and then it was Aave, but the tides have turned. Okay, so Juicy NFT, this NFT volume is crazy. We've been seeing all-time highs for this, but anything, I think, consistently above $6 million is pretty mind-blowing, in my opinion. Again, I would be interested in a project that kind of is an index on the volume of non-fungible token sales in the day, just like DeFi Pulse Index kind of is a nice index on the decentralized finance market as a whole. Beyond that, we see CryptoPunk, Sandbox Lands, ENS. Okay, so moving on to this first article. This is fascinating. On Twitter, Jack Dorsey has been making a lot of movements to make this thing called Blue Sky, which kind of this like Wild West of Twitter where you're not going to be censored. None of these things are going to happen. But the crypto space is going, hey, we're going to beat you to it. We're going to create, potentially, at least that's what they've been talking about, an Ethereum-based Twitter alternative this year. So we'll see how this happens. The main thing is the network effect, right? So can they really get all the users from Twitter? Yes, there's like a big portion of crypto Twitter. I think if you're in the cryptocurrency industry and you're invested, that might be kind of an echo chamber. But you have to realize there's so many other people outside of the crypto space that don't even honestly know about decentralized finance, crypto Twitter, whatever it is, or even know what Aave is, right? Or even know what Ethereum is. They probably have heard of Bitcoin, but so we'll see how all this plays out. The DeFi Project's Aave's founder said he would build an alternative to Twitter. The project will run on Ethereum. He told Decrypt. Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, how can you get this mass adoption? I think potentially doing an airdrop where it's like, hey, you get free money by coming on here. That's a good way to get people on in the market. But again, even in that case, look at what Richard Hart's doing with Pulse Chain. Yes, is like the biggest airdrop in crypto history. I did a video on it, but at the same time, are they really getting people outside? New users. That's the biggest thing, right? Are they getting retail, and not retail in the crypto industry, but just normal retail, like people that are going to the grocery store every single day, right? Those are the people that you want to get on a platform like this. Okay, moving on to the top decentralized finance tokens. Pretty much everything's down, but the ones that are up a little bit we'll be talking about today. So Anchor. Sorry. I meant to touch more on this article. I kind of just gave you my thoughts on it in the beginning, but it's actually very important to understand this. It's been over 3 years since he fled Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan, and arrived in Delhi. Some people call it Delhi. I'm just going to call it Delhi because that's the people that I have invested in that market. That's what they call it, and they've spent a lot of money in the market. So, you can debate on it as you will, but I'm going to call it Delhi. Okay, so to seek refuge from a country ravaged by violence for decades. So it is sad to see in Afghanistan. I'm always interested in investing in Iran. I think Iran's an incredible market, just like I think Poland's an incredible market here, especially when you look at the price to earnings ratios, like the PE ratios in the country. Overall, the demographics and kind of the trend of growth. But besides that, so the U.S. basically withdrew foreign forces because there was a big calling for this. Now the Taliban has moved in. occupying 85% of the region. Pretty crazy. So just keep these things in mind, guys. Keep these things in mind. You can read this article a bit further if you'd like. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it is pretty sad to see that we, even though this is really the best time to live, there's certain parts of the world where they can't see the light. It is sad to see. So ticker symbol ANKR, ranked number 106, right around 6 cents, up about 2% on the daily, close to $500 million. Volume is 17 million. I love this project. I was holding it for a long time here, and then I got listed on Coinbase, had a massive skyrocket up. To be quite honest with you, I when I sold this one, I did donate a little bit of my profits. I'm very young, so like I think about it. If I can grow more capital, I can donate more moving forward. So if I donate all of my profits now, well, what if I'm not able to? What if this is a tiny percentage of what I could donate in the future? Based on compounding and all these different things. But when I made this ridiculous amount of, it was, I'm not going to say the exact amount, but it was a pretty crazy amount. And I didn't really do anything. I was just identified the trend early with Anchor. I've made videos on it. Essentially, it allows you to run a node without having the hardware. Very, very simple idea. But I was holding this token for a long time, and then it did this ridiculous gain. So I did donate some of this. What was the project foundation? It was something with like Alzheimer's or something like this association, because my dad's mother passed away from that. But it's a really good organization. You got to be very, very careful what charity you end up donating to, because there are a lot of bad ones out there. So Venus XVS, right on $16 on the daily. Actually, when I clicked on this to record the video, it was up about 2%. This just shows you how volatile this is. But Venus is basically returned to these lows for the most part. Lastly, Cody, ticker symbol COTI, ranked 311, right around 11 cents. I think this is a sleeper personally. Anything below like $250 million, so $250 million, I think is a steal for Cody personally, because I like this long term. That's basically all for this video. If you guys have any questions, anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. You can also join the Telegram group, follow us on Twitter at InvestGlobal_IO. All those things are linked down below. That's all for this one. As always, Invest Global, and until next time.